little bit more. So checking in with Rob. Felidar Retreats are in the sideboard here for Inglis. So these deck lists do contain a lot of the same cards, just different builds. And the Crone War actually in the main deck here for Kohei Kimura as well. So maybe that will show up in these games as we get ready to watch our finals unfold here. We know there's going to be a ramp champion. We just don't know who it's going to be. I know David Inglis has kept a couple loose ones over the course of this weekend. Not sure if this one qualifies. It does have 2 lands, one with the Spikefield Hazard and a Forest. He draws a blue source or any other land. Beanstalk Giant, Euro. So this one looks a little loose on the surface because it looks like a 1-lander, but it's actually 2 with a lot of upside.
Yeah, it seems above the line to me.
And of course, he sends it back then, after we say that. Looking for something a little better. I mean, this one has Lotus Cobra, and it's hard to say no to Lotus Cobra. What if you what?
Is it, we got a castable one?
I mean, the Cobra, the pathways are red and green. Yeah, it just, the hands look so weird now, because it's like, he didn't keep a green source of mana. It's like, no, he's got one. There's your Cobra. Easy does it. Game number 1 underway. We'll zoom into this match here in just a moment. Bang. Rob's on the case. It's a Cobra party. And it could be an Omnath party now.
Yeah, you're looking at...
Go ahead.
Well, you're looking at Omnath versus just killing the Cobra. I prefer using the mana efficiently.
Also, you draw a card, right?
Yeah, no, this is way cleaner. I'm saying it's at least a thing to consider, but I think this is the right sequence. Just tap out, advance your battlefield, and you're going to get an opportunity to kill the Cobra next turn, depending on how it goes.
All right. Cobras and Omnaths to kick off our finals here, folks. Omnath drawn. Terror of the Peaks in the holster. Can kill the Cobra. Not sure how much fun we can actually have here, though. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Play a land. Play a Cobra. That'll get you 3 mana. Make a Spikefield Hazard that way if you want to. If you play the Triome. If you just play the Triome now, you have access to 4 mana, but nothing to really do with it because you're short on Terror of the Peaks and Escape to the Wilds, and you can't double trigger your Omnath at all. So
that's right. You can either go up to 5 and play a 5, but well, no, you actually can't.
No, you can't go to 5. You can only get to 4.
So you can just kill the Cobra and play a land and say go, I suppose, or just play a Cobra and hold back. But
part of me likes play Cobra, Spikefield Hazard your Cobra. Don't play my land. Say go.
Yeah, I'm into that play too. Because if you play your land and kill the Cobra, there's no guarantee you have 5 mana next turn.
Yep. And I like this attack, too. Trading Omnaths, potentially. Okay, fine. And go ahead.
I was going to say, I really love this attack before the land, because just attacking first gives such a strong incentive to block in a spot where they really want to block there. That was great.
Yeah, I like that. Now, the argument could be made that I don't attack because the next turn, if everything goes right, I'm going to play Escape to the Wilds, and I already have a land drop rolled up, so I'm probably going to find my second land drop too, so that means I can trigger the Omnath for 4 mana. But this all works out pretty fine because now we get to play our Triome, we get our 2 mana from our Cobras, 3, 4, 5, either cast Terror or Escape. I'd be surprised if it's not Escape this turn, though. It seems like a higher upside play, especially if you find an untapped blue source, which we did not. Still a really, really good turn, though, because you can play a basic, trigger Cobra twice, play Fertile Footsteps, which will give you another land that enters the battlefield untapped. So and that can find you your island that you're missing for your dispute. So this turn actually still ends up being pretty darn good.
Yeah, and you're actually looking at next turn and potentially having 9 mana where you can play Terror and Omnath in the same shot.
Yeah.
This is a really smooth turn here.
Yeah, no attacks to be had, but a smooth turn there. I've really, really liked Beanstalk Giant and Fertile Footsteps in this deck, like a lot, from everything that I've seen. A lot of different ways to go about building these ramp strategies. You could play Cultivate as an example instead of Beanstalk Giant, but I like a lot of what's going on here with Beanstalk Giant.
Yeah, it flattens out a lot of the volatility. It's mana when you need mana, and then it's a big play when you need a big play. It's not the most efficient at doing either role, but getting to do both on one card is really nice.
Yeah. And I think the reason I like it a lot, too, is because the land enters the battlefield untapped. If it entered tapped, I think I'd like it way less.
Yeah, I mean, when you have Cobra, 2 Cobras is a full rebate. Getting a land untapped is really important with Mystical Dispute in the deck.
Here's Felidar Retreat. And start to go a little wide here, it looks like.
And you can see kind of the downside to Felidar Retreat in the mirror match. I've seen it be good in spots, but there's also some spots where it's just the game isn't about this sort of thing at all. And the decks gain so much life while they go about their business that the racing someone down with a bunch of 2/2s doesn't really come up that much.
Yep, I agree with you. So, how crazy can we go this turn? That's the question. That's what Inglis is trying to figure out right now. We have a Fabled Passage. We have an Omnath that's hanging out. Terror of the Peaks, too, means that we could see a heck of a turn here. I think Terror of the Peaks is probably the best thing to be doing on this particular turn, and if you can, Terror plus Omnath in that order, I think that's probably where you want to be, but we'll see if that's actually where we get to.
Well, land number 7 is 2 landfall triggers. That gets you to 9.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that gets you there cleanly. So this should actually be pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a question of if you want to play your Fabled Passage to also leave up Dispute in all of this, or if you don't care. But you do have at the minimum, the very smooth play of taking care of the opposing Omnath and putting 9 power on the battlefield.
Yeah, and I actually like this and not leaving up Dispute because there's nothing you really care to dispute. And what I mean by that is you can't really there's no Genesis Ultimatum coming with how the lands look. You're short of mana, your opponent's short of mana, and they also have basic planes in the battlefield. So assuming that you're going to kill the opposing Omnath, which you know that you are, this seems like the best play by a pretty large margin, in my opinion.
Yeah, I guess I don't mind just doing all this with Dispute up because you're advancing your battlefield by so much that the marginal value of having your Fabled Passage available for the next turn sequences is lower than just kind of manage the possibility of catastrophe. But in any event, as long as you play your 9 mana worth of cards this turn, it's going to look really good.
Yep, I'm with you. And make sure you do it right, that you have the right mana floating, otherwise this is going to get super awkward, and I think that's actually why he's a little concerned. Okay, I think he's fine. Yep, okay. Don't want to get arenaed here. You want to make sure you have the right mana floating so that you can play Omnath and have a blue mana available, which it looks like that problem has been solved. Going to do the tapping on his own. Now there's Omnath, get to draw a card. Terror of the Peaks is going to kill the opposing Omnath. Escape to the Wilds is a really nice draw step because that's coming next turn. Cobras could attack here, but I don't think there's any value in doing so. So just pass it back. I mean, really, really nice turn there from Inglis.
Yeah, and in spots like this, the way you check for the comeback is how much mana do they have available, how much mana can they possibly spike, and when you manage the opposing Omnath, your opponent has no Lotus Cobras, it bottlenecks what they can possibly follow back with. And realistically, any follow is just going to be swallowed up by Terror of the Peaks anyway. So, Really good position here for Inglis.
I agree with you. Escape to the Wilds resolves. That's a lot of Uros. And I mean a lot of them. Alongside a Genesis Ultimatum. So, I don't think I've ever seen that before. Probably never will again. 4 Uros. Genesis Ultimatum. Speaking of Escape to the Wilds, we know how powerful this one's been. We're going to see that get cast. There's a Fabled Passage, a Kenrith, another copy of Mystical Dispute. And let's see, we've got a Fabled Passage there. Multiple lands can be played this turn, so how can you maximize that plus Kenrith? Kenrith will come down and deal 5 points of damage as well because of the Terror of the Peaks. So, yeah, fetch land looks good. I also can't forget that because you can play 2 lands, that means that not only is Lotus Cobra going to generate a boatload of mana, but so is Omnath, and that means that Omnath's also going to get to hit its 3rd trigger, which is dealing 4 points of damage. So this turn is going to be pretty silly.
Yeah, it's a good looking turn.
Good looking turn, Peter. Good looking turn. You want a lolly?
I don't know the reference.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Really? What scene?
When he's seeing the pediatrician sitting on the.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
There you go. It's a good looking turn, Peter. Good looking turn. You see, you're sitting on a fire truck. You want a lolly? Pathways. Oh yeah, we're just fully going off now. Beanstalk Giant. Let's deal 9 there. Okay, this turn was way better than I thought. Haste, trample, dead you.
Yeah, I mean, it's
DEAD. Dead you.
Garbo time.
Yeah. David Inglis. Up a game here over Kohei Kimura. Hey, good choice of ad there, Rob. Coalesce Apparel and Design. You can check out all their cool wares and designs at coalesceapparel.shop. Save 10% at checkout when you use gift code SCG. Do it. It benefits everybody, Coalesce and SCG. You can get the Mana Flood shirt, the Wooburg shirt that I'm wearing right now from Action Fest Las Vegas, the Draco Genius shirt from their Breaking Pact, Breaking Bad inspired line, and the shirt made for Arctic Meebo, as of course Allie Warfield, member of the Rivals League. Big Taco Bell fan there, and a whole bunch more. And if the Miami Heat happen to win today's playoff game against the Boston Celtics, which just tipped, got some new stuff coming out. Whenever Miami wins and goes to the finals, assuming they do so, it's awkward though if they don't win.
Okay.
Just bury the line.
Is that going up tonight?
It goes up. It goes up when Miami clinches the finals.
Gotcha.
So if they win tonight, if they win tonight, boom, it'll go up. Tyler Hero decides to go off. If they don't win Game 6 or Game 7, may just never release the line.
Understood.
Yeah, you get it.
Yeah,
they should close it out tonight, though. I think. You got any rooting interest? You got any rooting interest in that series?
I mean, I prefer the Miami team by quite a bit. And I definitely prefer the city of Miami by quite a lot.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. So, yeah, but not a whole lot in rooting interest. I would love to see a Game 7. It's been a really entertaining series.
Games have been really good, actually.
Just like really good play, great coaching. It's been like really fun to watch. Yeah. Would love a Game 7.
Okay. So would LeBron.
Yeah.
Just wear him down before he beats him 4-1, whoever he plays against.
Sort of gotten rid of the concept of LeBron fatigue. Like, oh, he needs to rest right now because he's obviously just not human.
No, yeah, he doesn't need the rest. It's just unfair that he gets the rest.
Okay.
Here we go. Game dues, here we go. Let's do it. Let's do it to it. Inglis up 1. See if Kimura can tie it up. Someone says they feel bad for the announcers here in the chat. Christopher Gray, why do you feel bad for us?
So nothing can possibly compare to the Green White Devotion match.
No.
We've seen someone. So here's what happens in these games. Some dramatic stuff happens and then someone dies. Sometimes it takes a long time, sure, but that's roughly what's going on. I've covered some matches where the games cannot end.
Yes.
This
is nothing. Also, I'm at home right now. Life's pretty good, all things considered. I'm just over here shooting the breeze with my good friend.
Yeah. What do we?
I got magic on one screen. I got other stuff on the other screen.
Yeah.
I just ate a piece of French toast. I'm doing all right. Not every metagame's going to be great. Maybe they fix it on Monday. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, not worried about it.
Yeah, but for now we're here. Got Neuro. We're going to see that next week? Who knows? Lava Glide Pathway. How about Neuro? All right. Good card. Gonna land on the battlefield. Triumph. Sure. I'm also really into Terror of the Peaks.
It's been awesome.
I just really like that card.
I do really like the experience of, oh, you're up a bunch of cards. Okay, everything you have is dead, and you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
As sort of the response in the mirror to that.
I don't know. Terror of the Peaks is just a really cool card. And when it was printed, I was like, I really hope this thing sees play, because I think that card's cool.
Are we just going to swat this one away? What's going on here?
It looks like we're thinking about disputing it, putting it right in the garbage can.
What you trying to do, cycle that triome? Wait for something better? It's not going to get better than this.
Boom. Island?
What you thinking?
All right, so here's the thing. We play Passage, we sack Passage, we get a land, we get a mountain. That means we triggered Omnath. We get our 4 mana.
Yeah.
And then we get a red for 5, so we can play Tear of the Peaks this turn.
Right.
And so what we're in the tank about is, why was Koei Kimura in the tank? Because like they could have disputed our thing. Now also, if we make this play of Passage, sack, blah blah blah, then we have to pick up a land from Confounding Conundrum.
Yeah, I think just play it smooth, right? If you think there's a possibility of dispute, your spot's only getting better. Opponent's gonna have to commit mana at some point, and if you're trying to resolve a red spell, it's pretty cumbersome for them to try to leave up that amount of mana.
Yeah, like you could shove there, and it could go really well, or it could go real bad. And I actually like that. I like that. It's easy to say now, like I like that he didn't make a move like that, but I actually like that he didn't make that move because the upside I don't think was that high if Tear of the Peaks resolved. The Acrone War, huh? Okay. This is actually one of my favorite cards, the Acrone War, because it's obviously powerful and it doesn't see that much play, but every time I see it played, I'm like, man, that was good. So this card, Chapter 1 of the Saga, gain control target creature for as long as the Acrone War remains on the battlefield. Chapter 2 is until your next turn, creatures your opponent control attack each combat if able, which didn't happen. And then Chapter 3 is each tap creature deals damage to itself equal to its power. So it's like a short-term threaten?
Take everything, make everything attack. Hope ideally kill everything. Everything breaks the other way.
Yeah, ideally. Doesn't always go that way.
No.
So we got a Cobra. Got an Omnath that we stole, that we got to give back soon. Well, okay. The Acrone War number 2. Get you for 6. You draw a pathway. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 7. Triple blue. All right. Well, this is going to get disputed, but you got to try for it. Yep. Okay.
Acrone War's been awesome this game. I mean,
it's actually not bad. 5, 9, 10, 11 plus 6. Well, now we stack. Well, that is a nice chair you got there. You stack it. Okay, so the creature's untap. Okay, Omnath is back over here, so it's not going to be attacking this turn. You might be able to get back Uro. Deal 6 to something.
Even Bone Crusher Giant here finishes off the Omnath while you still have Terror of the Peaks. Yeah, it's still fine. Oh, this is really the big push here, and after this, not a whole lot of resources there on the other side.
Yup. Important turn here for Kimura, too, because I think Inglis, no matter what he draws, he's just priced into ultimating him again.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, there's only so many counters on the other side, and it's the best way to play catch up. So.
All right. Nothing doing. I mean, we'll see if we're gonna go for it. I guess this makes it a little bit easier because you can play around dispute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not there, but you might as well,
Yeah. It makes your opponent have negate or bust. And decklist check. No way. Oh, okay. No negates in the 75 for Kimura. So
yeah,
let it rip.
I guess we'll just do this then.
Let it rip. Yeah. Cobra, retreat, pathway. Okay.
Not the worst leftovers too. And
Yeah,
negate and wilt. There's a lot here to cover all the other outs.
Those are pretty good, actually. Yeah. So this is going to trigger Feldar retreat. Confounded Conundrum is going to make him pick up a land. That's the second land there. Maybe do a little floating. Okay, island back in the grip for you. There's your 2/2. Cobra triggers. Don't forget that Terror of the Peaks is it's headed back this way.
Right.
By the by, it's not over. It's not over there forever. It's over there temporarily. So just don't forget about that.
Wouldn't want that to get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, Wilt's actually pretty good right now too because it can kill the Acrona War because the Acrona War is currently forcing an attack here from the Omnath, I believe, if I've got that correct.
Yeah. It's just it was a very good hit there.
Yeah.
To get ahead on the battlefield and kind of manage what's cool. There, what's threatening you, and then also the negate just is a really big insurance policy against a lot of good responses.
Yeah, I think David may have missed it. That he has to attack anyway. Never mind. He has to attack anyway because it's like an effect that's just on for the turn from the Acrona War. So even if he blows up the Acrona War, he still would have to attack. So never mind. So you're just gonna get Omnath trading with Terror of the Peaks, and then looks like an Uro maybe post 3, 4, 5. Okay. So yeah, excuse me for that little hiccup. Bone Crusher Giant's gonna kill Lotus Cobra, I'm sure. Yep. Triggers aplenty. You can put a land on the battlefield. You're going to have to pick one up because of the Conundrum, but that's probably okay because you still get a 2/2 out of the deal. And you get a new untapped land, so that means you get to leave up Wilt and negate, so that's actually not so bad.
Good looking turn.
Yeah. And then the next turn, on your end step, depending on what your opponent does, which you can Wilt the Conundrum, untap, play Ultimatum, and then, I mean, if you're not ahead by then, I don't know if you ever will be.
Yeah, against very few cards in hand.
Oh, there's a row. Cobra. Bone Crusher. Back on the battlefield. Just a Fabled Passage in hand, and Inglis is incredibly far ahead now, folks. So we'll see if he wants to go wilting or not. I think it makes a lot of sense to do this. Wilt's actually a pretty nice card for this deck, too.
Yeah, there's occasionally some enchantments or artifacts that really matter, but often not. And so a cycling disenchant is perfect for the needs in this matchup.
Yeah. So now the only real question, if you're English right now, is do I want to fire off Genesis Ultimatum? I can certainly start by attacking, and he will. Omnath the draw. Land. Trigger. Kitty cat. You want to trade?
With negate and this big of advantage on the battlefield, you can play it really slow and steady here.
Yep. You don't have to go too crazy. All right, kill both of those. And it looks like we are gonna. You're thinking about it. Okay, this gives you protection around. Dispute. You can negate the dispute. So as long as you've got the blues, and you do, Kenrith lands. Trigger the retreat 3 times.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. You get it? Do you get the joke? Do you get the?
It's your go.
Yeah. Do you get the funny joke?
Ooh, Lotus Cobra. Nice. That's gonna resolve. Here comes Santa Claus. Right down Santa Claus Lane.
It's good blocks, what that is. Lotus Cobra. That Fabled Passage comes down. Now here comes Uro. Trigger. Draw a CAD. Mystical Dispute. You're a little late.
Time to let this one go, maybe.
Like a rock and curling, just let it go off into the distance down the ice.
Can't keep it forever.
No.
You know? Can't keep it forever.
Well, I think this will be our final turn here, folks. Omnath. A fitting end.
Mm-hmm.
Locus of Creation. Well, I don't know if I want to call it the final turn because Kohei is...
no, this is going to be for 1,000.
He's at 31. I wasn't sure if it was going to be the final turn or not.
It's going to be for 1,000. It's so much.
Yeah, Felidar Retreat is it's getting out of this is getting to be. Yeah, alright. I'm maybe with you. This might be for 1,000. Ooh, another Felidar Retreat. That's adorbs. And I'm gonna ting you. You're out of the way. Cobra? Cobra will have haste. Thanks. Lando? Look at us, we get to do it all.
Yeah, great.
There you go. Put this out there. Play land.
Needed to have all of it.
For you, Cobra Trigger, haste, trample, party time. David Inglis is going to win this game and match and tournament. He is our Season 2 seasonal champion, and it is fitting. He also won a championship qualifier here this season, and he has been dominant on the SCG Tour online for as long as we have had this thing up and running. He won our championship qualifier on Labor Day 2 weeks ago. He wins this seasonal championship here on this beautiful Sunday, September 27th. What more can be said about Tangrams and For the Color Ramp that we haven't already said, Patrick?
Quite a performance. Obviously had the mirror match very well figured out for this tournament. What can you say? I mean, this is tough field, a lot of money on the line. Not the easiest field to get the biggest edge with in terms of deck construction because it's a known quantity of what's going on. So to come out on top of all of that, very hard work, very impressive. Congratulations.
That's what we have to say. Is congratulations. He's been, he's been dominant in a lot of different tournaments. Honestly, 4-color reclamation in the previous standard format. Won our historic championship qualifier with Jones Sacrifice in a build that basically nobody was on, that had Corvold and Trail of Crumbs, as opposed to some of the other cards like Bowls of Citadel that people were playing, making their deck much worse against Grafdigger's Cage. So he was one step ahead there, and he appears to be one step ahead here. And he certainly knows how to play the games. And I will say this, people's thoughts on ramp are what they are. The deck is incredibly powerful, but also has a lot of minor sequencing things that really do add up if you do get it right. So it's not an easy deck to play.
No, definitely not. I mean, even just the way that your lands inform the sequencing on Lotus Cobra is complicated. There's a lot of spots that get tripped up where if you play the wrong land on the wrong turn, suddenly a turn that should have been super explosive is a lot more modest. So there is a lot of play, a lot of sequencing. The sideboarding games are in particular very complicated. So, even if you're playing the deck, even if you're playing a bunch of mirror matches, it's not